Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wayne, and in this video, we're talking about, are you afraid to get sober? And if you're listening on the podcast, everything applies here as it would on radio. Look, when I first got sober, it was February 21st, 2016. Now, I'm not gonna make this a long story for you folks. But first, before I begin, I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel so far. I am so pleased that people like my shorts. Now, I'm not into doing shorts, YouTube shorts, because, that's not how I can convey a full message. But it is a good way to bring up topics where people can think a little bit without having to hear 10 minutes of me just spieling away. So without further ado, today's video, are you afraid to get sober? Now, I always have these medias with me, and I always have certain things that I refer to when I'm talking about sobriety, because that is not a topic a lot of people are comfortable with, to include folks that have long-term sobriety. And why is that? Well, like I said, I got sober. My first day of actually being sober for 24 hours was on February 21st, 2016. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you folks. I was scared as hell those 24 hours. I was so afraid of me and so afraid of what would happen if once I get back to my apartment that I was just confused, and I wanted to throw my hands up and say, damn it, I'm an alcoholic, and that's all I'm gonna be. That is a feeling that a lot of us have. And it is a feeling for addicts or alcoholics or gamblers or whatever your addiction is that we get to a certain place of identity. I know I did, to where I'm an alcoholic. That's my identity. I get drunk. That's what I do. I get drunk, I get stupid, and that's just what my life was supposed to be. That is a delusion, folks, and I'm here to tell you straight up. That's what's going to keep you drunk, and that's what's going to keep you using or gambling or watching porn or whatever it is that you're addicted to, drinking hand sanitizer, I don't know. But that's what will keep you in the place that you're at, is being afraid of something that you haven't experienced yet. I didn't know what to do with my free time. And I think that's where a lot of us kind of pauses. We don't know what to do with the free time. I know for me, I definitely dreaded, I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, and that not might be your groove, folks, but it is mine. So I went to AA, and I knew that for that hour or hour and a half, whatever it is, I knew that I was safe, and I knew that I wasn't going to drink for that period of time. But the alcoholic in me, the mindset, now I'm fresh in sobriety, mind you, 24 hours. I knew for certain, once I got back to my apartment, what was going to happen. And it was going to happen for a multitude of reasons, but here are the primary. A, I had it. I had alcohol in my apartment. I had it already pre-set up before I went to AA. So my alcoholic brain was already saying, guess what? Getting drunk after this, you're going to celebrate going to AA, and you're going to do it this way. So I had already set that up, and that, don't ask me why, because I truly wanted to stop drinking, and I truly wanted to stop the behavior and the path that I was on. But it was almost impossible for me to conceive that I have to stop drinking, regardless if my career was on the line, regardless if my family already left. They were the reasons why I couldn't drink right in the first place, and I couldn't drink like I wanted to. So good riddance. That's what my alcoholic brain said anyway. So was I afraid to be sober? You're damn right I was, because not only did I have that free time that I wouldn't know what to do with, now I had to address, and I've talked about this in previous videos. Now I had to address all those damn feelings, and I had to acknowledge that I had really messed some stuff up, and I had to come to grips with, now I have to be able to face these things without the number one solution that I knew best. And guess what that was, folks? You guessed it. That was me getting drunk because that's what I was good at. That's what I knew as my survival mechanism. And the fact that that was now not going to be a factor, well, let me rephrase that. Now that I knew that I couldn't run to that, I couldn't run to the bottom of a bottle, because if I do, I'm just going to make my situation worse. And my situation was bleak. I was about to lose my Army career. My health was starting to fail. Nobody trusted me. My wife had already left. I had to go to rehab. And now I committed to going to Alcoholics Anonymous. These are all things that I now have to face without alcohol. But I already told you, Wayne, didn't you say you had alcohol set up? You're daggone right I did. And I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that's what I did. Because I was so afraid to be sober and to live a life to where I have to acknowledge my responsibilities and to live a life of rigorous honesty, because that's the only way this alcoholic is going to stay sober. In order to do that, I have to not drink. And that is a huge, monumental, crisis-acting, life-altering event for an alcoholic like me. And it probably is for you if you're watching this video. Life is not normal without being drunk. So of course I'm scared to get sober. Of course I'm scared to do all these new things in my life that I'm gonna have to do, like I said, without alcohol, that I'm panicking. I am experiencing daily panic attacks, and my anxiety is at such a level that I'm about to explode, folks. And I'm 100% certain a lot of you out there can relate to this. And if you can, put your comments below, because someone else needs to know that they can get through 24 hours without a drink, and they can start to get honest with themselves without the fear of not having the drink or drug to go back to, in order to numb it and cope with it the only way that they know how. 23 years, folks, I drank. 23 years, I molded my mind to believe that getting drunk is the only way that I can solve my life issues. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, and if you haven't seen what I'm about to talk about, just go back in the reels and you'll see them. I was abused as a child. Now, physically, verbally, emotionally, all those abuses I experienced. I was homeless. I went to war a bunch. I have PTSD. I have severe abandonment issues. My life was a complete train wreck. And the way that I solved those me problems is by getting drunk. Now I can't. So here's the meat and potatoes of this video, folks. If you look at those, the only way that I knew how to live my life comfortably was through a bottle. The only way that I can imagine my life today is without it. Because I'm going to tell you, without question, my life has dramatically improved. Now, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, folks. I am not going to sugarcoat this. But it is so much better without alcohol in it to be my survival mechanism, that I can not only think clearly and make better decisions, but I am a whole better person, whole being the operative word, than I ever was before. So if you're afraid of getting sober, and if you're afraid to be honest with yourself, be honest with yourself today, right now. How is your life with alcohol and with drugs compared to how you imagine it to be without it? There are folks out there that can help you get to where you want to be. There are resources below in the description that I leave every single video for you. Open those links. There's no malware or anything in there. It's legitimate links to AA.org, to substance abuse recovery hotline, suicide hotline, suicide prevention rather, and a host of other resources that you can utilize in order to help you along and get to a point in place where you can be honest with yourself. And you don't have to be afraid to be sober. Not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to say, I'm happy you're sober because, I was just wondering when you were going to come around. Some folks may want you to stay drunk. Some folks may want you to stay high and destroy yourself. There are those out there. I know people like that because they prefer the drunk Wayne over the sober Wayne. I don't know why. Now I'm like a bowl of oatmeal with no sugar now. I'm not ultra exciting. However, when I used to be exciting in my alcoholism, guess what? I destroyed a lot. I destroyed a lot of lives. I destroyed a lot of hearts. I destroyed a lot of financiers, creditors. I destroyed a lot of cars. I destroyed my body. Nothing for me was good when I was drinking. So therefore, folks, don't be afraid to get sober. If you need anything that I can do, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here for you. Folks, if I know you already, I haven't forgotten about you, and I think about you every single day. And you guys all know who you are. So throw me a lifeline here because I haven't heard from you in a while. Life is a garden, folks. Dig it. And guess what? I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you have, consider subscribing. Life's a garden. As I said, dig it. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.